again, Jenkins. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Nisha does not have a Dota Plus rank on the anti-mage. So maybe
That's actually pretty surprising.
Does that mean he's never had Dota Plus? Is that what that means? On playing
I mean, it depends. Like, I feel like he had it last game. I could be thinking of somebody else, but that's unusual to not have Dota Plus.
Yeah.
Pro players love their progression systems and whatnot, right? They like to show off.
Yeah. Great anti-mage game, though. Destroy Sand King in lane because you have that magic resistance and you can reflect his Burrow Strike. Decent against Rubik. Very similar reasons. You just don't care about the harass that they do. And with the Chen, I think you can fairly easily jump into a Sandstorm and take out a Sand King. I expect that Secret will win that lane, which is to be expected. It's the last pick. But Team Tickles, yeah, they might try to solo the Sand King versus Tidehunter because that should be quite favorable for the Sand King. Tide, good against physical damage. He has damage block. Not so good against a Sandstorm. We'll see.
Yeah, and looking at Nisha's quick buy here, he actually has Orba Corrosion lined up, so looking to perhaps fight a little bit earlier than we're used to seeing on AMs. So looking forward to that. Let's see how many bounties each respective team gets here. And remember, this is a very important match. I mean, for both teams in some respects when it comes to DPC points, but for Team Tickles, if this is their final series of the DPC, and I think it's the same for Team Secret as well, and if Team Tickles wins, then they are tied for first, but obviously they have one game disadvantage now in this best of 3. So we'll see if they can bring it back. And then if Secret ends up winning, then things get weird. There's going to be a lot of potential ties, depending on what happens with OG. Yeah.
We're almost...
You doing the tiebreakers, Jenkins?
Am I casting the tiebreakers? I am not. That'll be you.
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
I will be flying on that day.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Good planning there.
I hope not. I hope I'm not supposed to be...
All right, I think we're gonna need to buy a new flight for Jenkins. He needs to be a part of the tiebreakers.
Please.
So mid matchup is Boom on the Ember Spirit, Sumail playing the OD, probably the most annoying hero to lane against, I would imagine. How do you like the matchup, like hero to hero?
I don't think it's that bad for Ember anymore because you used to have a lot more, like you'd steal his int and that would be really annoying, but he imprisons you and your Flame Guard still kills the creep, so it's really not that bad for Ember. I think it's a bit of a wash, probably slightly OD favored. But you can outskill.
Right. Puppy in the top lane ends up taking over a melee creep, by the way. I saw, not to go off on another tangent, I was watching your stream one of the few times, and you were playing Chen, and you just kept taking over range creeps all game, refusing to take neutrals.
Well, I was.
Yes.
Why are you putting me on blast?
Your game.
Well, he took a creep there. That's Puppy.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking you, because you seem to have some proclivity to do this garbage. I want to know what the secret is.
No, this is
What's
good.
so good about it?
This is good garbage. You just own. With creeps, you push, you get the level 2 advantage, because you push with the creep as well, since you're literally 5 creeps versus 3. Do the math, Shannon.
Okay. Well, you're the expert. That's what you're here for, Jenkins. I appreciate it.
Now you'll probably get some
very well
soon.
described.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of creep is he hoping for? Is it the lightning creep?
Probably Ghost.
Everyone's favorite.
I think Ghost is the best, especially for this lane where you don't really want to just like harass out the Sand King with an anti-mage, especially going for Orb or Corrosion. You can kill him. You can just take him down. So, yeah, get the Ghost, get that double slow going out, and then you just slam the Sand King.
Gotcha. Well, bottom lane is where Doraccio is going to be playing his Wraith King, accompanied by Celery's Wisp. So that's going to be a pretty fearsome combo if things are even remotely even towards the mid stage of the game. Yapsor Bane and Ice Tide are going to be trying to counter this. His Ice already has his Ring of Health, so he basically has Pipe and just a couple hundred gold now. But this is Nisha's actually chasing Ace in the top lane. You see the mana burn doing quite a bit of work. And Ace is just going to have to waddle away.
Yeah, Nisha... What did he have on the courier there that died? Is there a way to see that? Oh, every courier is dying in this game.
Yeah. I feel like pro games, more couriers die than in pub games on average.
It's probably true. I mean, I think there's a lot more to think about. Not to make excuses for the boys here, but you're definitely thinking about a lot of other things, and you're just, you know, you kind of just let
it's interesting because it's not like, I'm not saying that they don't go for the courier kills, like they set it up nicely, as we see a banish in the mid lane by Sumail, but a lot of times the couriers just die in very embarrassing ways. You know?
Yeah, it's quite embarrassing. Yeah, it's the way she goes though. Lots more pressure in these games. You forget about the donkeys.
Let's see a nightmare onto Celery towards that mid lane, Riverside. Has the 7 wand charges though, so should be fine. Boom sitting on 19 and 3 CS versus Sumail's 20 and 11, so relatively even, but a lot of these are neutral creeps, so that's why the level advantage is going the way of Sumail right now, who's leeching some of the neutrals that Boom is taking, so things are going relatively well here for Sumail in the mid lane.
And Sumail actually has max Arcane Orb on the mid lane, which is a more common build.
You're right.
It is a more common build on mid to go for that, especially against an Ember, to just kind of, you know, mimic the old OD where you would have the no cooldown on that Arcane Orb, level 1. You could just beat the crap out of an Ember Spirit through his shield.
Is it to eat away at the Flame Guard? Is that...
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work on the flight. It just goes through it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, because he's putting a lot of levels... Oh, we're going to see the Nightmare. TP support's coming from Celery, and YapzOr will see if they want to reposition or not. Sumail just continue to get the Arcane Orb up onto Boom. Yeah, like with the Astral, basically it would just be used for denying creeps and whatnot, which obviously is very good, but it won't really do any damage with the Flame Guard activated. But
Nope. Yeah, and he has a Glove of Haste on Sumail, so I'm curious if this is going to be a Midas or just Power Treads. I have actually seen quite a few Midases on OD come back, but I've also heard the opinion from some mid laners that, oh, it's a, you know, it's a trend, it's a fad, it's a little too slow. But maybe Sumail will pick that up here, because it is a trend.
I mean, it definitely is a slow item in general, and with an AM on her team, that would be an interesting choice for sure. But then again, like we talked about, Nisha is going for a little bit more of an aggressive build, which is good to see. I mean, have you seen the AM? I'm not sure if he ends up going Battle Fury later, because he does have the Ring of Health, but...
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a couple games where they don't go Battle Fury, and they just end up fighting early. It doesn't seem like you're banking on the late game as much in that case.
No, that's some psycho shit right there, dude. You definitely go Battle Fury. I'm not sure what another build would be that makes the hero work. I remember there was like a slight period that people were experimenting on Anti-Mage, and then it was considered to be like one of the worst heroes.
You know where they were experimenting? It was NA.
It was NA. You're right. It was NA.
We both probably saw that last season, I want to say.
Yeah. Didn't work out.
It didn't work out, usually.
No.
Sumail. All right, getting a little bit pressure here from Boom. Tofu doesn't want to get off the telekinesis here, as the triangle is being taken partially by Ace, but you can see Puppey getting some nice harassment and leeching some XP in turn. They're doing a good job of just being a general annoyance. Sleight of Fist on YapzOr looks like he's going to be fine. Only level 2 on YapzOr. It's not typically something that I'm used to seeing at at 7 minutes in the game. But definitely giving a lot of XP to his team here.
Yeah, on both sides, other than Puppey, the supports are kind of low level because for the Sand King, you are against an anti-mage. You're not going to win that lane because you're countered. So Tofu's just been giving Ace solo XP and stacking for him. And then on the flip side, Ice has a free lane against a Wraith King. So, you know, why the hell go down here and help him when he can just sit down there on his own, and it means that YapzOr can go do other stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like 2 solo lanes, essentially, because Wraith King versus Tide in the bot lane, as well as Ice taking some damage, but with that Hood and Soul Ring, I don't think either of them are getting the kills on each other.
No Ravage either.
Help from a third party. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason. I guess he did level it, though. You mean no Ravage in terms of mana?
He just leveled it up. So level 7, he didn't have Ravage. He's opting for the extra damage block so he can cut the creeps.
So talking to Synderin about this as well, it's interesting the kind of the evolution of Tidehunter, where Blink Dagger used to just be the thing that you buy immediately.
You were talking to me about that. That was not Synderin.
All right, it's talking to Synderin, a sane person, about this, and That's true, actually. It was you.
Why am I so
I'm getting
terrible?
old, okay? Just don't judge an old man. So
Okay.
what kind of build are you hoping for on Tide this game? Because we've seen Ags first sometimes, after like the Hood, obviously. Or Blink in some cases.
You probably need a fairly quick blink. I would say like Hood into upgraded boots blink, just because I feel like the Bane Fiend's grip is going to get interrupted by Rubik most likely. That's a problem there. But if you go in and you just ravage everybody, you can catch the Rubik, and then you can follow that up with like a Nightmare into grip. It just makes the fights a lot easier. Otherwise, it's just Yapsor like entirely being dependent on for pickoffs, and he's level 3 right now.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it would probably work a little bit better with maybe the slower play that they will probably see thanks to having an AM on their team in general.
So
Sumail will be going for 4-staff,
Yeah.
though, so it will not be Midas.
4-staff OD. Now it has been quite some time since I've seen that.
I mean, do you turn it into Hurricane Pike eventually, or is that not even a thing anymore?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Like he seems to be wanting to go for a like type of right-clicking build, but there's a lot of single target disable on Tickles, where if you could just like force somebody out, like he can imprison them and then force somebody else, or force and then imprison. It's like he's really playing to save on OD this game. Also, it gives you int.
Yapsor, who's TPing top, level 3 at 10 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen this in my entire life. His ace is getting gone on here by Nisha, but he is completely surrounded. They have the sentry thanks to Puppy. So first blood, 10 minutes in the game.
All right.
Wow, I didn't even realize, actually.
Yapsor steals it as well. That is
He needs
typical. That is typical.
Very low level.
But in this game, yeah, he can gets the tome. So he's 5. Man, 5 with first blood and the tome. That's something to behold. And Sumail 1 point only in Astral. I suppose that's part of the reason why. So when Rubik does steal it, it's terrible.
Countered!
Yeah, I guess so.
As Ice getting chased in the bot lane, the Burrow Strike is there. Dyrachyo doesn't have stun for another 8 seconds, but the Epicenter is being procced, and the Hood is going to keep him not too safe. Does mitigate a lot of that damage, but it's just a little too much to ask for. That's a great taunt.
Yeah, they swap lanes. Put Ace bottom. He's got the matchup versus the Tidehunter. Dyrachyo, he has the skeletons. You're, more able to take towers with a Wraith King than you are with a Sand King, obviously. And so, yeah, swapping those heroes makes a lot of sense right now. And then getting a kill on the Tidehunter to start off that swap is super nice. Dyrachyo's doing an amazing job keeping up in this game. Top of net worth against a Tidehunter who's supposed to be a hard counter, because you just insta-kill the skeletons with Anchor Smash.
Yep, true. Oh, Yapsor now level 6. Catches a glimpse there of Celery, but gonna back away to safety. And in terms of items for Nisha, it will be the Battle Fury, so no huge surprise. The Orb of Corrosion, it is a 1v1 matchup, and he was doing a lot of harassment, so I guess it worked out for him. But it does delay, technically, the Battle Fury, although his timing is still looking pretty impeccable.
I think it worked out, and you can still use it too. This means that if he shows up to a fight and he starts hitting the Wraith King, who, obviously draining his mana, very effective. Quite easy to get him below that 180 threshold. Maybe less easy with the Soul Ring, but it's kind of hard to time the Soul Ring to get the ult off. The Orb of Corrosion is going to let Nisha hit the Wraith King a lot more in these fights. So it's still effective as long as he shows up to something.
Yeah, and that's a good follow-up here for Dyrachyo. Obviously going, he has Armlet going for Deso next, so no big surprise. Maybe a Blink Dagger after that, or a BKB. As you can see, Secret is pushing bot lane. They have a sentry down to see Ace potentially here. But at what point do you prioritize going for Shard on Wraith King? Do you wait until you've died once and then rage by it? Because that's usually what I see in pro games, it feels like. Like, they just wait as long as possible.
Yes. Nah, you probably go... I don't know if you need it if you can get an early enough BKB. And you need a BKB this game anyway, because you're against an OD plus Tidehunter. So, look at Tofu. He thinks he's so cool. He's got that level 1 Astral. Sumail's like, gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. Like, very good.
You've seen those games where people play against Rubik and then they don't pick any of their active spells?
Yeah, I've seen those.
So every time he tries to steal something, they don't steal anything. He thinks it's bug and he just uninstalls the game.
I've seen that afterwards. On Dota Capitalist's stream. He's playing with Blitz.
Actually, that probably is where I saw it,
I think you saw it on there, too.
It's an old school game, yeah. That was hilarious.
Dude,
won't be happening this time, sadly.
He's having such an impact from, which I think should have been a pretty tough lane.
Ooh, tower not quite dead yet. Yapster gets off the Nightmare. The jump in from Ice. Just trying to get this kill on Dota2. He pops that armlet though, and there's a huge Ravage. Already 2 dead though for Secret. So Ice, despite getting a nice Ravage, will have to try to back away. Team Tickles taking this fight in spades. Looks like the Burrow Strike gonna actually proc that Kraken Shell. He's so tanky, but they'll finally get the kill. So 3 for nothing. And the tier 1 tower. Team Tickles, great fight for them overall.
Yeah, Sumail on OD, like, I'm not entirely sure what his purpose is currently. It's like he can walk in and right-click, but he's got a 4-staff. He's not... Like, OD just feels wrong without the Meteor Hammer. You see, he just walks in and just starts right-clicking and then dies. I suppose it's because you're against Rubik, and if you went for the Meteor Hammer build anyway, it wouldn't be that good this game.
Oh boy, he might be dead again. Burrow Strike into the Wraith Fire Blast. The Yapster gets off the Nightmare and the Fiend's Grip to try to buy some time for Sumail, who has that little baby Astral Imprisonment. He'll be able to get out just in time. Tofu actually stole the Ravage, expends it there, now has Fiend's Grip. Great steals as he's going to use it onto Puppey to ensure the double kill for Dyrachyo. So at the very least, they don't have, or they save Sumail, but just not looking good for Secret early on here.
Yeah, okay, so this is an interesting scenario where, like, okay, if you're Sumail, you've got 1 point in Astral, and it's like, all right, Rubik, he's getting a terrible ability, and then he just steals Ravage and then Grip instead. And it's kind of like, I would rather that he has a max level Astral Imprisonment. I'd rather him just be focusing on that than stealing these really impactful spells.
That's true.
This is an interesting...
Is that a theory of yours that he's doing it for that reason, because of Rubik, or are you like 100% sure?
I'm not 100%, but I think it's part of it. I do know that going Q and E on OD is something that people are experimenting with, when it's a mid OD in particular, but it's not usually 4-staff as the itemization. It's more like Silver Edge, or maybe not Silver Edge, Shadow Blade, like Dragon Lance, right-clicking stuff, maybe even Witchblade.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, he is going Witchblade now, but you're right. It's a little unconventional to go the 4-staff first, as Dyrachyo has yet to even use his ult yet this entire game. Nobody's been able to bring him down until now. But before then, he takes out Puppey pretty easily. There's Ice with a nice Ravage onto 3, make it 4 heroes. Looks like the sacrifice is going to be the Sand King at the very least. The Sanity's Eclipse to follow from Sumail, but not enough damage done as Dyrachyo continuing to get those attacks up onto Nisha. But finally getting brought relatively low. They still have Mana Void to work with. And he jumps in, he gets it off successfully. Doesn't do that much damage, but they find the kill nonetheless. 2 for 2, Sumail dies again on the backside. Turns into now a 3 versus 3. I'm not even sure who that favors.
Stole Ravage again on Tofu.
Yeah,
so in 30 seconds, we're going to see a juicy team fight. Who does that favor? Probably Secret, because they are playing for the later timing. They need to make some space for Anti-Mage, and he just got it. So yeah, I think you're probably cool with this if you're Secret. But Team Tickles, they get the Ravage. They're definitely looking to smoke with this when their Wraith King's up. Even without ulti, I think you are strong enough that you can go. Wraith King can like connect to the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Nisha obviously has had the Battlefield for quite some time, going for the Yasha, which will inevitably be a Manta style unless he wants to go for some crazy build.
They're really just going to go Roche. Okay, well that's one way to force a fight.
Indeed. And Reincarnation will be back in 40 seconds, so slightly risky, but they obviously know that Ravage is down.
And they have their own.
Well, it's online for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. As Tofu is working on an Aghanim Scepter for himself. And I believe this was actually scanned out, so Secret are just going to let it go and try to get as much map control in the meantime as they can. Aegis for Dyrachyo. Do you like that, by the way, this early giving the Aegis to Wraith King? Like, I can understand for the second Aegis, because we talked about this a lot, where you go hit the buildings, like you want it on him, but I feel like Ember Spirit might be the better choice at this stage, potentially.
Maybe. OD, Sumail has stats, by the way, so he really is leaving that level 1 against
wow. You're kidding me.
No, I mean, at this point, maybe don't even go the 1 point in it. He'll only steal, as we can see Sumail there, he's astral imprisoned himself in real life.
Yeah, true.
Looks like a long duration one, though, so... Yeah, I guess we'd rather.
That's a perma.
It is, yeah. That's the Aghanim's upgrade in the next patch, actually.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's what we've all been waiting for.
Deleted from the game. Yeah.
Dyrachyo has his Deso, basically a recipe away from BKB. And I think with this Aegis, they're going to secure themselves all the outer towers at the very least, and we'll see if they want to go for more or not.
You're asking about the Wraith King Aegis, and I feel like after the last fight, that's kind of what prompted this, is that they realized that Dyrachyo, if he happens to go down after or before Ice uses Ravage, they can just use the Ravage to kill him. And so if they want to be aggressive here, if they want to dive towers like they've been doing and continue pressuring the map, Dyrachyo might actually die and then get Ravaged. It's a likely scenario, so you have 3 lives to protect from that.
My goodness. Tice taking a whipping here, but he's going to be fine. In fact, a lot of damage being applied to Dyrachyo instead. You can hear the epicenter going off into the Burrow Strike, being secured for the supports of Secret. Puppy's dead. Yapsor looks to be next, gets off the Brain Sap, but the Wraith Fire Blast going to ensure that he drops to the deck. Double kill for Boom. Reincarnation was used. Aegis still online for 3 minutes.
Man, it looks like
basically a waiting game.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like you said, they're just going to run around, take all the towers here. It looks a little goofy to see a Chen go down first like that to the Sand King initiation, but it's actually pretty important. Puppy has 550 in healing between his 2 spells, so if you don't take him out and he heals his full team when they're sitting in the Sandstorm in the epicenter, like he's going to heal for, I don't know, like 2,000 health or something like that. So taking him out first because he has those heals is actually quite important.
Oh, they're going to find Nisha trying to go high ground here. Won't die, but does take a lot of damage. Has his Manta style now. So now the question is, does Secret want to try to find more fights now, or are they still delaying this for maybe a +1 item for the AM? They're still going against his Aegis for 2 minutes. Nisha blinks in. Tofu getting burned and mana voided down. Nicely done from Nisha. And Boom is actually going to pop his BKB, but gets Fiend's Grip in the middle of a Remnant here. Ravage hits literally 0 people, but it doesn't matter. Team Secret still get their 3rd kill of this fight, and now we're going to turn around onto Dyrachyo. This is Aegis, and he does not have Reincarn for 30 seconds. Buyback onto the Rubik now. Team Tickles falling apart at the seams here.
5 seconds on
BKB pop from Dyrachyo, though, who really wants to fight. Ember Spirit buys back in the game as well. There's a nice Burrow Strike Epicenter combination. In addition, his Yaps are trying to run away, but they're going to turn this around into Ace. He gets saved for now. Getting very low. We'll be able to walk away safely as the Sandy's Eclipse not able to finish off anybody in tow here as Nisha still focusing on Boom. This will be a dieback if he's not careful, but Nisha, he's getting brought to his knees as well. Blinks out to safety. They do find Ember Spirit, so Boom dieback. And Team Secret only lose 1 hero. How is that possible? This is let me do the math. 6 deaths for Team Tickles with the buybacks. Good Lord.
Just a great jump by Nisha. You asked, are they going to look to take a fight? I don't even think they were looking to take a fight. I'm pretty sure Nisha was just like, yo, Tofu's out of position. I'm going to go take him down here. Easy mana void, and then Boom goes in and gets gripped. Dies to purely the physical damage. Ice hits literally nothing, and it actually doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And all the Chen are.
That was really close, though. He almost got it.
He did. Yeah, let's watch this one more time.
Points for effort. Points for effort here. Oh, that's really close. The tentacles were just a little faster than he thought.
Imagine if he didn't use Ravage, how badly that would have gone for Tickles. I mean, still really, really bad because, you know, like we talked about, I don't think Nisha and Secret want to fight at this point.
Yeah, you can see Dyrachyo now queuing up. Actually, I think he just bought it. The shard. It always takes one death, Jenkins.
It's
and then,
the
like,
rage.
you know what?
Yeah.
I can't hold off any longer.
Yeah. The one death is like the litmus
shard.
test. I see.
Yep, true. So still has the BKB, used one charge, so down to 8 seconds. Nisha on the other side has... Looks like he's going for Scotty as his next item, so great stats. Obviously, very good at controlling melee heroes like Dyrachyo in the chase.
He's pretty...
As you can see that he does have Shard now,
Yeah.
applying a little bit of pressure here.
Everybody's here for Tickles, though.
Yeah. What has Tofu stolen? It's only Astral level 1. He refuses to believe that he won't level it up past
he's
level
like, he's
1.
level 15. What? What the hell?
I've never seen this in a pro game before, but it is freaking hilarious.
Dude, it's so
Maybe
funny.
you give him level 1 Astral instead of guaranteeing him Sanity's Eclipse.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. It's probably better to give him the level 1 Astral.
Right. Oh, Mana Void, not going to secure a kill for Nisha, but not the longest of cooldowns or the most important spell in general. As Ice is going to get gone on now from Dyrachyo. The Team Tickle is going to have to make something happen here, because the longer this game goes, the more it's going to favor Team Secret in theory. As Ice is... I mean, I guess he's taking damage.
He's
just going to walk it off, though, with the Anchor Smash.
He's still taking damage there.
Yep, there's Enfeeble from Yapzor. Ice. Oh, nice stun from Ace. Maybe they can get Yapzor instead. That's a little bit easier of a kill. A nice hand. I got to keep him alive a little bit longer. Yapzor with a brain set, but it's not going to be enough. Boom, pops the BKB. Ice continuing to get chased in his base. All of this expended for a Bane kill.
Yeah.
And the Centaur does count as a kill.
Hey, man, these
Not
creeps
ignoring
have been quite effective in the fights. He's doing big damage. Does he have the damage talent on Puppy? No, he doesn't. He's level 10. He's a support. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but it is impressive that somebody at such a decrepit age as Puppy is able to micro so well. Very impressive. My fat fingers can't keep up anymore, Jenkins.
You'll
You'll find that out soon enough.
Yeah, I found. Yeah, I have your fat fingers, of course.
Yeah.
Phrasing. Yeah, Puppy. I was watching an old Puppy replay where he was playing Shen, the fountain hooking game, and I was expecting to see like bad micro because, well, it was old Dota. There wasn't good settings for micro, but it was good. It was really good. Like it looked current to me. If it wasn't for like the graphics.
Yeah, some players like Puppy have actually aged unbelievably. I mean, if you go back to TI1 and watch them play, maybe everybody sucked back then. I think that's probably fair to say, but that's after playing for like a month. As Puppy, he's going to get saved by Ice, who gets a triple Ravage. Yapzor gets the sleep off onto Dyrachyo. Puppy gets off the mech as well, but looks like he's going to live through this. Dyrachyo now, Sanity's Eclipse from afar. Tofu ends up stealing Anchor Smash, so no Ravage this time. And it looks like Team Tickles are on the retreat. Oh, Ace, I say that. Or Ace, trying to get off his epicenter. Rubik's is going to die firsthand, but there's the jump in now from Ace. Not able to secure a kill other than on Puppy. And now everybody's in the same area. My God, so much damage coming out from everybody on Team Secret as they are winning this fight handily, but Dyrachyo's still alive, and he's the big boy on campus. 3 dead for Secret, but still 2 cores alive.
He's left alone.
Yeah, he's the hardest kill, obviously, but I mean, they don't really have, they talk about this in the panel, they don't have the best team for like taking out IO in like a quick succession until maybe later in the game when AM gets crazy for him. So keeping a Wraith King alive is
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
good stuff.
There's a skeleton on the cliff. Oh, killing the ward. Value. What the hell is going on with him? What are you doing? Snipe the courier.
Attack it. Just attack.
Yo, okay.
Oh no,
This
he's
skeleton,
bugged out, poor man. He's out of his mind.
I don't know what's going on.
I know how that feels.
I mean, imagine being born into
Roche.
the world and you're just on a cliff and there's this weird thing with eyes staring at you. I'd be freaking out like this guy too.
Yeah. Very sad.
He looks like the players in some of the interviews.
Yeah, unsure of what to say, what to do, how to interact with human beings. Yeah, very understandable indeed. And it looks like he's died. So, very sad to see a life lived with so much potential.
No. I see. Who's taking that?
Shard was picked up. Puppy's going to take it?
Well, because he's the captain.
Okay, so he can get Ancients. Yeah, I mean, that is a really good Shard, to be fair. It's Dyrachyo in the enemy triangle, going up against 2 Centaurs and the rest of Secret. Nisha, looks like they're going to find the first kill at the very least. But remember, he does have Shard. Ice, no Ravage for 15 seconds. Dyrachyo pops the BKB. Nisha jumps to the back line. Io's going to use his ult to get out of dodge onto the other side of the fight. Very nicely done. And Puppy absolutely destroyed by that Wraith King. Now on the other side, Nisha looking for the kill on Ace, but does not have the vision required. Going to go on top of the Io, who brings back the Rubik now. And it's going to be at least the easy kill onto Rubik. As Celery on the run, no Mana Void to work with, but that's going to still be a double kill for Nisha, and they only lose Puppy, still have Aegis online. Double TP onto the outpost. Dyrachyo left without his Io. This is looking like a potential kill now. Oh, he does have Shadow Blade. Okay, did not see that he had Shadow Blade. He's perfectly fine. Okay.
Yeah. YapzOr not exactly in a position to be, dusting this guy here. We're going to need to see some anti-mage dust, but that's, of course, unlikely to happen because anti-mage players don't buy support items.
I mean, what are you replacing it with once this item is complete?
Aegis. Delete the Aegis. The man's got a broom
so
handle
put the Aegis in your backpack, if only that was possible.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting change for sure. He's going to jump in, though, to the top lane. Still no Io. Is respawning now. YapzOr with no Fiend's Grip to work with. They're going to force out a bunch of TPs, so Secret will see if they want to continue to fight. A huge Burrow Strike to follow, though. Nice initiation as Boom comes up with a BKB, able to delete the Bane to start off this fight. Telekinesis onto Nisha. He's going to continue on because he still has the Aegis, and Ice gets on a beautiful Ravage onto basically everybody with the Sandy's Clips to follow. Looks like that's going to be the death of Sand King. Wraith King, that is just the reincarnation. Pops the Shadow Blade, but they have vision this time. The Gush is going to slow him down to a crawl. He's going to pop the BKB. Mana Void completely nullified thanks to the BKB, but still, it's not going to matter. Nisha has the damage. A 3 for 2 using the Aegis. Nisha wants to continue on his Boom. He's going to show himself. Very little mana to speak of. See if they want to continue here. Gush is there. Manta's going to take off that Searing Chains. They're going to get the tier 2 in all likelihood and might be able to go for more, but no Aegis online. 67 seconds, no Wraith King.
Yeah, Nisha was he was kind of pushing it there, but you could see that he was being a little bit disciplined, not committing onto Boom just because he doesn't know the status on the buybacks. Dyrachyo is just getting so kited in these fights.
Yeah.
I mean, what a Burrow Strike, but it's just you're fighting into an Aegis. Nisha barely survives this, immediately jumps the Io. Once the BKB is gone, Ice hits this beautiful 4-man Ravage into a 4-man Sanity's Eclipse from Sumail. And Dyrachyo, yeah, he gets kited. Tofu does a nice steal at the end here. I like this. He takes out Puppy on the Chen, but that's
Yeah, still a fight lost for Team Tickles. Yeah. Did require the Aegis, obviously, but it feels like Secret on an upward trajectory now in this game, and the question is, what can Team Tickles do to try to combat that? I mean, Ice, if you just look at him, he has AC in addition to Solar Crest. So in addition to like the Gush, he did not take the Gush talent at 20. Wants to go for the tanky build, but either way, so much minus armor to work with. As Boom, top lane, gets Fiend's Gripped, and that is going to be a super easy one for Secret. There is a smoke now from Team Tickles, and buyback is technically available for Boom, but I don't think he has a remnant up to catch up with everybody.
Yep, still has the DD, only temporarily. I like that anti-mages are going for the Mana Void stun talent and using it to set up. I know Nisha canceled it there, but it is cool that like anti-mage can kind of set up kills for himself without an Abyssal Blade. Not something that he could really do in the past. It can set up your like permabash too. Oh, they actually are gonna push it.
Yeah, they're gonna try for it. Still 30 seconds with no Ember. Does have buyback though, like we talked about Dyrachyo. Silver Edge is going to break Nisha with that counter spell, but he's going to just brush it off. And they're going to find the first kill on Dyrachyo pretty much no problem. Question is, do they want to commit it even further? Ice. All right, they're going to force out the BKB, even the relocate. It's going to free up just the racks to be taken from Team Secret. By the way, Sumail still with level 1 Astral if you're keeping track at home. Don't try this at home, by the way. Very risky and probably get reported in every pub game.
Yeah. Unless you're against Rubik, then do try it at home.
Nah. Okay. In a pub game,
right.
I don't know, man.
Oh, he's got 2 charges of level 1 Astral. That's what, 1.5 seconds? Hell yeah. No, 1.75
That's true.
That's almost 4 seconds. If you use both on one guy.
I mean, he's at a point now. He only has 1 stat point he can take, so he just has to ignore Astral the rest of the way.
That's the question. Will he hold it? Will he hold the points? That's the real next level.
All right, what do you think? If we're going to get to the point, I think he does not skill it. He's going to make a point here. Burrow Strike on Anisha, followed up by Boom, but he's taking basically no damage. Puppet in the meantime will get absolutely evaporated here. 50 seconds on the deck, but Mana Void from Nisha takes out Tofu in turn. And that's a very low cooldown because of that 25 talent. Reincarnation pop. Sumail with the Sanity Eclipse with the right clicks on the Arcane Orb. This is going to be another easy kill on Dyrachyo. And a Fiend's Grip from the high ground. Yapzor finding Boom. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to get the kill, but with the Brain Sap, it is indeed. Team Secret winning every fight, it seems. Basically no contest. And GG's called.
Wow.
Team Secret take this series 2-0.